suspended. They have no such rights.
They do have rights.
If
they have rights.
Well, I have rights. So I have the
And
right
you're
of
choosing to exercise them. So
Sorry?
they have rights.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm not saying that.
So let's move on from that. We're telling
No, I
you
mean, we need to clarify that because this is very important.
I'm clarifying. They have rights. They do not have to meet with you either informally or formally.
If this is a formal investigation led by the university and not a disciplinary procedure, as long as it's a disciplinary procedure which targets me, then they have the right to refuse whatever they want, and they don't have to participate in anything. If this is a formal investigation, then it is the investigating officer who decides. And just as I did not have any possibility of opposing being suspended, if the investigating officer decides that it has to be found out what happened, then they don't really have. Then their rights are more or less similar to my rights, rejecting suspension. They just don't have such a right.
I cannot, as investigating officer,
it's up to you.
Tell them that they have to meet with you in the presence of other individuals.
And
they have the right to refuse that, so I'm not in any position of power to say that to them.
I think it's a hypocrisy. I think in a situation like this, especially when someone has already been massively affected by this whole situation, and I am that person, and I was very significantly affected by that. Then I think refusing such a thing is both indicative that something stinks here very much, to be honest, and also unfair, because it's fundamentally. You are unable to ask the questions I would be able to ask. For a very simple reason. I was, sharing an office with them for 1.5 years, and if you ask them a few questions, you will not be able to decide whether those questions are in line with their general overall activities, whether they are telling the truth. You will not be able to do any kind of true investigation, which would have the chance of finding out whether those people actually lie or not.
And it's very difficult to tell if somebody's lying or not. So even if you ask them questions,
but one can ask whether there is a significant contradiction in things they say. They said before and they say during the questioning.
But you would need proof that they said this at the time and then they've changed their story. How can you have proof for that unless there's a recording or there's an email?
This is
track?
It is really getting surreal. I didn't ask for anything terrible. I was simply asking for the simplest possible thing. There are a few individuals who have a problem with each other. Sit down. I ask them, what were they doing and why were they doing? They have the opportunity to George. This is all nonsense. We were not doing anything. We had no such an idea, and we had no bad intentions of any kind. But that would be the clearest, simplest, easiest way.
But it's beyond that. It's gone beyond. That's the problem. But that's the way I would have liked to have happened.
Why is it beyond that? It was
because
beyond
there's been complaints made by both parties.
It was beyond already during the informal investigation. That was the thing I repeatedly suggested.
That was something that should have been sorted at the
Stephen Lissaman. I was suggesting it to Chris Ponting. Here I am. Let's make an informal chat. And it was always impossible.
Okay.
And it's impossible now. And I think it's,
But it's beyond that. It's too late.
Of course.
Too late.
It's too late.
It's too late to have an informal chat.
Previously.
Because there's been complaints made.
I'm not talking about an informal chat. I'm talking about a very formal questions. I think a very formal chat in the presence of the investigating officer.
Okay, so I think the bottom line is that's not going to happen.
Yeah, okay.
I got
that, but
you can ask.
The point is that I do have a brain, and this brain tells me that if it's not going to happen, and the university will not allow me to talk with them in general, then the universities have no intentions to allow me back into the building at any time. Because this
we have offered you access back into the building. You're refusing to come in.
No, you did not offer me